John Dakota was Assistant Business Manager for Transportation. Madam Superintendent?
Thank you. I know you received a copy of the contract that, and my recommendation for appointing John Dakota. So I offer that for your consideration this evening.
Any questions, Mr. Nutter?
Move to approve.
Mr. Hoy? Second. Right. Second. Okay. I can handle it. He moved to approve.
He can speak now.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Hoy?
When I first got this, Mayor, I thought this might have been something we should have an executive session, but obviously we don't. It's in here. But I would like to ask a question. First of all, with all due respect to Madam Superintendent, I've been involved in executive sessions on transportation for quite a while. I don't believe you ever attended one of those because you didn't have to. But without seeing the results of the Inspector General, or hearing something either from you or the city solicitor, because I do want to vote on this. I think it makes a lot of sense, but I do want to make sure that, the Inspector General already maybe cleared some certain people about it, or I'd just like to hear something from you two if you don't mind.
All right. Madam Solicitor?
Excuse me. It's a very good point to raise. We unfortunately have no further information at this stage on the issue, and so we're in a waiting pattern.
Well, with that said, Mayor, I will have a hard time supporting something like this. I think this should be delayed until we get some information from the Inspector General to make sure we're not doing something wrong. I think this is a little premature, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Are you making that as a motion?
I would like to make a motion that we delay till we have some concrete evidence from the Inspector General or the city solicitor telling me everything's okay, there's no wrongdoing,
I'm sorry.
we'll be fine.
I'm sorry. We have a motion on the floor first.
So it gets voted up and down unless friendly amendment to make it a motion.
All right. That would, I'm sorry, that would have to come in as a friendly amendment or amendment to this motion, but the motion is on the floor, and we should have the vote on the motion as it stands. Mr. Nutter's motion. All right, roll call. Roll call.
Wait,
I mean, just, we're
Yeah.
going to...
Mr. Mayor?
Yes,
There's still people with questions before we...
all right. Mr. Lake, you have a question?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I popped in to the Family Resource Center a few times, and they are busy. They do need help, I think. And the atmosphere was wonderful. People seem to work together really well. And unlike what I used to hear about the Career Center, and I think that nice working atmosphere is very important, and that should be considered. And when I heard John Dakota is being appointed, well, he has the skills. I mean, he has been in the system for a long time. People know him, and also I also think that I thought that we only vote on a school committee. We only vote on a very few positions when hire somebody, and I'm not sure if assistant. The manager of transportation required school committee votes. Therefore, Madam Superintendent, it's your call. So I may just abstain from this vote because of that.
I'd like to have the solicitor address this.
So that was an issue, actually, that I had discussions with the superintendent on today. And that is a concern that I have as to whether this is a contract that is properly before this school committee. The statute and the various statutes that make up Chapter 71 do spell out a number of different positions that the committee does have authority over. You know them well. It is unclear to me whether this sufficiently falls into one. The discussion that we had was because there is also an element of time is of the essence, was to bring this before the committee, but also with the discussion and understanding that we were going to continue to look at this issue, and if, in short order, we determined that the vote of the committee was in fact not necessary, then the superintendent had the understanding that it would be up to her to move forward on or not.
Mr. Nutter?
Based on that new information and the good points that Mr. Lay has made, you know, I didn't know why this was being brought forward tonight. So if the superintendent has no objections, I would like to ask her if she would be comfortable to withdraw this presentation to the school committee. She is allowed by law to hire whoever she would like to hire, and we leave that up to her because there's no contract and no school committee approval required, as the city lawyer also just spoke about.
I'd like to have this, and I want to make a statement, but the city solicitor, please.
To be clear, we hadn't, so this just came to the law department, and I also want to make something else clear, and that is that the reason it's before you, this superintendent was really doing what many other superintendents before her had done. However, the law department had never seen these contracts. So while the law department does in fact approve as to review and approve as to form a great many service contracts and other contracts, as well as certain personnel contracts, superintendent's contract, assistant superintendent contracts, principal's contracts, and they are reviewed in the law department. This contract, the predecessors of this contract had never been reviewed in the law department and had never been approved as to form. So anyway, that's one thing of note with respect to why the superintendent brought it before you. Secondly, to be clear, we hadn't come to a firm conclusion yet as to whether it was properly before the committee or not, and that's why, because time is of the essence and the school year is quickly coming upon us, that we thought it was perhaps the safest course of action to bring it before the committee, and if it turned out that the action of the committee wasn't necessary, that it would be, disregarded. By the same token, what's that?
No.
So, in any event, that's why it was here. So it's not to say that you can't vote. I think there may very well be some meetings in short order coming up Monday, and perhaps Monday, and certainly by Wednesday. And so this issue will not be in any way falling by the wayside if you decide to delay.
For the record, I called the city solicitor this afternoon to talk about this position, because one of the issues, I could not see why this was a contractual position, but should have been a position at will, with clearly the superintendent being allowed to make the choice, because that's what the Ed Reform Bill speaks to, and it addresses all of those positions. But what has happened, what the superintendent is doing, is following what has seemed to be the trend in the past several superintendents that preceded her have been doing, and that's been developing these contracts. And as the city solicitor said, and I found out today, a lot of these contracts were not given to the solicitor's office, which they should have been, if we were to have contracts. But also, at this point, I really don't believe that this should be a contractual position. It should be an at-will. It's an administrative position. It's not a teacher's position with, with the way the Ed Reform Bill reads. It's a business position, and it requires a different type of standing. So we have a lot of issues here, and I would ask that the city solicitor and the superintendent work together to look at what positions should be contractual, what positions really don't fit under the ed reform bill, and then submit it to this school committee for us to be able to discuss and understand clearly and set policy that makes sense. Ms. Martin?
Thank you very much. Not remarkably, I had the same questions. Because to my mind, this is absolutely not a position the school committee should be involved in. It definitely doesn't, it's not one of the named positions that we have responsibility for, so we really have I don't believe, any need to vote on it. I can understand kind of this approach of kind of an abundance of caution of trying to put the contract out here. I mean, my sense is that we have many unaffiliated individuals who are working in the school department who don't have contracts. Now, this is the first I'm hearing that there was some some contracts that were offered for other positions.
It's something that evolved. I mean, why? Because I knew positions that were not contractual, and then all of a sudden they became contractual. I could tell you when.
Yeah, and that's a much bigger conversation. I agree that we should have.
Not particularly at this time.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I would offer is that if we're going to be having a meeting on Monday, and I would ask the superintendent, is it possible for us to have enough information so that we can resolve this on Monday? I know that one of the driving concerns right now is getting a person in this position who can get bus passes out and can get the routing done. I know the cataclysm of that. So I would ask the superintendent if she feels she could move forward, knowing that we could meet on Monday to make the final determination.
So I can be clear, final determination for what?
The determination of if we need to move forward with the contract, or if this would just move forward as a unaffiliated professional position within the.
Well, I think that would be an answer from the city solicitor's office as to what, because she would be offering what you'd like, and the superintendent, I would determine that she would say, I want the ability to be able to hire these positions because by law I'm allowed to do this. It's as simple as that. But where a contract was offered tonight, and there was an amendment, a motion made, then an amendment, but I'd like to have the solicitor say, where could we go with this? Could we eliminate this language at this particular point and allow the superintendent to make the choice? Or do we?
Again, we hadn't quite finished the analysis on this. And to be clear, if there are other positions that have contracts, I'm not sure whether there are or not. This particular position, so the person who had this position previously had a contract. And this particular position, there was a series of contracts going back for this particular position. When we started looking at it, we realized that the scope of what we were discussing was becoming larger, and it was not necessary for tonight's discussion. And so we wanted to, because of the time constraints, keep things in check and keep the ball rolling. As to, it's possible that, and I would defer to the superintendent, we had some discussions of the possibility of having, of needing a meeting on Monday, but that also hasn't been firmly decided. And, but if hypothetically we were to have a meeting on Monday, then I'm confident that this issue would be resolved by then.
Ms. Martin?
I think at this point what I'd recommend is that the superintendent work with the city solicitor to resolve the situation and make the hire as she sees fit. Because I don't think we are required to be involved in it at all.
All right, Mr. Nutter, you?
I would just, again, like to remove this altogether, give it back to the acting superintendent and let her do the hiring herself. It does not require school committee approval.
Okay. Mr. Hoey?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I just want to add one more thing. Superintendent Durkin, when I'm sitting in this seat and I have a superintendent in front of me, I'm going to do my best to make sure I tell you everything to make sure you don't get in trouble. because I know a great superintendent, his name was George Cypasaris, and the last one we had there, I won't mention his name right now, but I know they defended a lot of their staff when they make a little mistake, because all of us make mistakes. I make more than most people. But I'm here to watch out for you. That's what I did tonight. Because I've been in a lot of executive sessions, and I heard a lot of different things said, and I want to make sure that everybody's clear of all wrongdoings. I think it's very important that part of this thing. Maybe a solution to it could be where he doesn't have a 3-year contract right now, and just give him a 1-year deal as an interim, and then at the end of that, everything might be cleared, and we can get him going. So I'm just throwing that out to you, because all I'd have to hear is there's nothing wrong, and I'd vote for this. I know he's someone that can do the job, but I still have those concerns about the Inspector General, and thank you very much, Mayor.
But you asked for an amendment. Do you want to withdraw that?
No, I'd like to do that. I'd like that.
Repeat, what would you like to see happen?
Well, I'd like to make a friendly amendment to that we just delay this to the superintendent. Make sure we might have another day or two that we'll hear from the Inspector General, or the city solicitor can say to me anyways, I'm just one person, that he's all set, don't worry about a thing. And then I could...
But we already have the city solicitor suggesting that it could be done on Monday with her working with the superintendent. Would you be satisfied with that?
Yeah, I'll be satisfied. I'll be able to find out by then if I'm going to vote yea or nay, so thank you. Yeah, I'm for anything like that.
Madam Superintendent?
So I appreciate the comments. I do want to articulate that immediately I consulted with the city solicitor relative to the candidates who were coming before me. So this wasn't something that I went into blindly. I have been consulting almost daily with them about this, so I just want the committee to be aware that I also understand that although I wasn't in those executive sessions, I have become privy to some of the concerns, and those conversations have been had.
So you've withdrawn your motion, so what we're going to do is have a meeting for Monday with the superintendent and the city solicitor?
I actually wanted to substitute my motion
Okay.
to remove this from the school committee agenda and allow the superintendent to do the hiring without school committee involvement. It does not belong. If she wants to bring a contract in another time, that's another discussion. But to fill the position at this point, let the superintendent hire who she wants to hire. By law, by statute, we don't have a say in it. If she wants a contract, that's something different. But just for the position of assistant business manager, no school committee vote is required. So my motion is to withdraw, to request that we send this back to the superintendent.
All right, before I ask for a second, I'd like the solicitor, do you have any position of this?
No, I mean, in terms of the motion, you're withdrawing your initial motion.
With the new motion, with the substitute motion?
There was the initial motion, and then there was a substitute motion. The substitute motion arguably would have been voted on if it was seconded. If it wasn't seconded, then there isn't a sufficient substitute motion.
So what I was doing was...
You could then withdraw your motion.
But can I substitute my own motion?
I would...
Or just withdraw it completely?
I would withdraw the motion
Okay.
completely, and then another motion could be made.
And then
after
make
that.
another motion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
on the
I'm
floor is
withdrawing
the-
my motion completely.
Okay.
Now I would like to make another motion.
Now we're clear.
But it was seconded, so.
Seconded by, I need the motion first before it's seconded.
I would like to remove this and allow this from being voted on by the school committee and allow the superintendent to hire whoever she wants for the position.
Second for this? Second by Ms. Martin. But now I'll go back to the city solicitor. Are we empowered to do that at this particular point where this was brought up as a contractual issue, to withdraw this?
Sure, the committee doesn't have to act on it, and pursuant to the discussion, the matter can be referred back to the superintendent, and she will continue to work with the law department, and we will come to a resolution in short order.
But to answer Mr. Hoey's issue, you will be working with the superintendent to identify what the issues are in this and what positions should be contractual, what positions shouldn't be contractual, what positions are reported to the city solicitor's office.
That may be a motion that would need to be made, or, I mean, we will be looking at that anyway.
But that's the point. Rather than a motion, are you gonna actually be discussing this? We're asking that you discuss this with the superintendent.
This particular kind? This,
No,
excuse
the
me,
issue of contracts versus on positions.
The larger scale? Yes, we will
larger
discuss
scale.
that.
That's the point.
Okay.
All right, roll call?
Mayor Samaras?
Yes.
Mr. Dakota? Ms. Doherty?
Yes.
Mr. Hoey?
Yes,
Mr. Lay?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Nutter?
Yes.
6 yeas, 1 absent, approved.
Took us a while to get there, but we got there. All right, next we have the selection of a firm and contract approval for a financial audit. I need a motion at this point to approve the selection of a contract for Clifton Larson Allen LLP for approval for the financial audit. I'd like to, Madam Superintendent, can you explain what we have before us?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On Thursday, July 26th, we sent out a request for firms to respond to our need for a financial audit. We sent it out to 4 separate firms. We did receive 1 quote back, and that is the contract that's in front of you right now. And additionally, we received 1 response from another company that said, they didn't have time to review it at this time, but to consider them for future projects.
Any questions? Mr. Hoey?
sorry, I was signing some of these. Did you get more than 1 bid, did you say? Did we get 3 bids like we were supposed to?
We put out 4,
4?
yes.
You did get 4 bids?
No, we put out 4, we got 1
One
returned.
response.
Any further questions? Ms. Martin?
I just wanted to say I appreciate that we did go through that process. I think we all recognize that we were working in a very tight time frame. So, it's not shocking that we wouldn't have gotten 4 full responses back. But looking at it, I do think that we have a solid firm to work with. And I think that, it's certainly what we need to kind of get our feet under us moving forward, just to, again, make sure that we're starting out at on a level playing field. So, but I appreciate you going through the process.
So therefore, I do need a motion to approve the selection and the contract of Clifton Larson Allen LLP for approval for a financial audit. Motion made by Ms. Doherty and seconded by Mr. Dakota. Roll call?
Mayor Samaras?
Yes.
Mr. Dakota?
Yes.
Ms. Doherty?
Yes.
Mr. Hoey?
No.
Mr. Lay?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Nutter?
Yes.
6 yeas, 1 nay, approved.
Okay, thank you. All right, at this point, I need a motion to recess and to enter into executive session for the purpose outlined in the agenda, which are discussions that concern contracts with non-union personnel, union negotiations, or that could be detrimental to the school committee's position with respect to potential litigation, and we will adjourn from executive session. I need a motion for the executive session by Ms. Doherty, seconded by Mr. Hoey. Thank you. This meeting concludes. Roll call? Sorry, roll call? On the motion.
Mayor Samaras?
Yes.
Mr. Dakota?
Yes.
Ms. Doherty?
Yes.
Mr. Hoey?
Yes.
Mr. Lay?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Nutter?
Yes.
7 yeas.
Thank you.